For years, every website builder's promised the same thing. Make a beautiful site, no skills needed. And for years, it's been a complete lie. You either paid a developer thousands, wrestled with a drag and drop builder that still looked amateur, or tried one of those AI-powered tools that basically just slotted bad copy into the most basic template on the internet. Well, what about the AI builders that actually made something decent? Well, those were all just prototype builders. You couldn't put it on an actual real domain or make edits later unless you actually knew what you were doing. Well, that entire era is officially over because there's one AI builder now that creates sites that actually look beautiful that you can edit anything on yourself, and it comes with hosting built into it. You hit publish and it's live on your domain. No code, no design skills, nothing needed from you. I'm gonna walk you through the whole process right now, blank screen to live website, and I'm gonna give you my exact blueprint for getting AI to design something that doesn't look like AI made it. Let's go. Okay, so here we are on Hostinger Horizons. Now, this is the website builder I recommend for a few reasons. So first of all, it does come with Google AI Studio and Claude Code under the hood. Those are kind of the gold standards right now for AI web building. Plus, it gives you the added benefit of actually being a hosting platform too. Because if you just use Claude Code or AI Studio or any of these other web builders, they're basically prototypes that they're not really websites. You can't put them on your own domain. You can, but you have to be kind of a developer to know how to do it. But this makes it super easy. So get the link below in the description. That link is my coupon link. That is gonna give you this price right here. So saving some money already. So if you click on Start Now, okay, so you've got some options here. I'm just gonna quickly give you some guidance of what I think you should be going for. Right away, you don't need either of these. These are probably gonna be too much. Explorer plan is fine, but it does come with limitations. For instance, you don't get a free domain name, which is like yourbusinessname.com, so you wouldn't get that. You'd have to buy it separately. It only gives you one website, which may be okay for you. You're only allowed to prompt with text, meaning it's only text prompts. You can't give it visual references, which is kind of important sometimes if you want to give it, more of a visual reference to get it to look more like how you want it to look. With this plan, with a starter plan, you get up to 25 websites. That's perfect if you do this for a living or if you just want to have a few tries at it. It's got priority support. You can actually sell stuff on it. So if you're doing e-commerce, you definitely want this one. But yeah, and you also get more credits with this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this, but select the Explorer plan if you want to. And don't worry, I'm not gonna walk you through this whole process. I'm just gonna show you what you need to know. So you can either choose 1 month or 12 months. If you choose 12 months, you just get the deal for longer, which is good. If you do 1 month, it kind of expires, then you pay full price after that. So I'm gonna go with 12 months. And you can see right here, we've got the West 10 coupon applied. That happened when you clicked through. Click continue. Then you just have to register with your email address and create a password. Okay, so then just put in your billing info, your payment info, and finish this out. And then we're gonna get to a screen that should look like this. Now, it may look a little different by the time you get here, but it's gonna be something like this with a prompt window where you can actually start prompting for what you want. So to start off, let's just go easy. Let's make a website for a dog walking business. Now, it's worth mentioning there's a lot of additional things you can do here. You can actually put in an entire copy document of all the copy for your website. You can tell it the look and feel you want. But for now, I'm just gonna put in the general type of business we're gonna make a website for and a little bit of style guidance, and we'll see what it gives us. Okay, so I just said I want a website for my dog walking business, The Goodest Boy Dog Walking. Based in Chicago, I offer dog walking, pet sitting, and overnight boarding. Make the site trustworthy, but a bit playful and energetic. So any kind of adjectives or descriptors you can use here. You could talk about colors you like. You can talk about colors you don't like. I would say, light and friendly. That way it's not gonna be a dark, heavy looking website. And you can also upload an image right here. So let's say you have a reference image of a website you like. You could do it here. We're actually gonna do it in another step though. So we'll get to that in a minute. So let's click on submit. And we'll just wait for a few minutes and see what it gives us. And sometimes before it actually finishes building, it'll ask you for some stuff. So be sure to pay attention over here on the sidebar just to see if it's asking you any follow-up questions. It didn't in this case, but sometimes it will. Okay, so here's what we've got. It's a pretty good start. Your dog's best friend in Chicago. We got a nice big full width image behind here. It looks really modern, good color scheme. We've got these kind of like frosted glass overlays here where you can talk about your experience. Let's see, we've got a services section. And by the way, this is all with just very minimal information from you. So if you were to go do the extra step of going to Claude or ChatGPT to get your website written for you first, or if you even just gave it a lot more information in your original prompt about your business, this is gonna be a lot more built out. We've got all these services, and then if we click on learn more on one of these, it brings us to a form where people can actually fill it out. We've got a services page, which is pretty built out here. Like all the different services are listed out with prices. We've got an about page right here, which is pretty great. The images look pretty nice too. All in all, this looks really professional, and it looks a lot better than what the average person would do building their own website from scratch. So before I show you how to actually edit some of this stuff, let's go ahead and take it a step further and get some inspiration. Like let's say you have a website that you like for look and feel, or you have colors you want to use. Let's talk about how we can do that. So I'm going to go to the website Dribbble, that's with 3 B's. This is where a lot of designers post their work. It's a great place to find that inspiration. So I would just type in something here like, friendly website, let's just say that. And I see this one right here. It happens to be for pet care too. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to stay in your industry to find inspiration, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this image. I just think the colors are fun. We can probably use that. So now I'm going to go back here. This is where you're going to ask for any changes. Over here on the sidebar, I'm going to say, use this image for style inspiration. I like the colors and playfulness of the design. Redo it like this. And then I'm just going to paste in that image and click run. And let's see what it does next. Okay, so this is what it gave us back. Let's go ahead and use these arrows to see the whole thing. Right away, so much more personality, right? So it did a really good job of bringing in those colors and just kind of making it feel cool. Like then there's like stuff like this that I would probably get rid of. It doesn't really look right. So let's say you get something like this you need to fix. Let's go ahead and exit out of full screen. And I'm just gonna ask it as if I was talking to a designer over text, right? It can understand almost anything you say. So I'm just gonna say, for the tailored to every tail section and footer, get rid of the wavy lines. And that's all we probably have to do. And even this is even misspelled, and I'm just gonna leave it like that on purpose, just to show you that it understands almost anything. Now, this is a good time to mention, every time that we chat back and forth with it, that is 1 credit. So remember when you bought the plan, the most basic plan had 30 credits. The step up from that had 70. So you get way more chances to get things right. So you're not likely to need all 70, but you're probably not even likely to need all 30. But it's just good to know exactly how that system works, because I know the credit system can be kind of confusing. Okay, so it finished, and here we go. It's all good. Now, if you wanted to get rid of this white space, you would just ask for it right here. I'm not going to go through that right now. But let's say you want to change some of the actual content on your page. There are 2 ways to do this. Now, the best way to do it where you don't burn through credits is by just manually editing things. So let's say you gave it copy, it didn't get it exactly right, or you want to change something on the fly. We're going to click up here on Edit Content. Now, anything that has this blue box around it is stuff that you can actually edit it. Anything that doesn't have a blue box, you have to chat with the AI to be able to do it. So if we click here, we could add based in Chicago, for instance. We could change it to whatever we want. Then click on Save. We can click this image and we can upload a new one in its place. More on images in just a second. I'm going to close this out. So that's how you can edit these kinds of things just manually. But what about these guys that you can't edit? So the way you would do that is, again, you're just going to chat with the AI. So maybe pet sitting, we want to make a change there. So I said in the pet sitting box, I want to change daily visits to daily 60-minute visits, and I want to change all the icons from check marks to dog paw prints. So I'm just going to let that run. So it's going to take a minute. Okay, let's see how well it did. We go down here, daily 60-minute visits, and we got cute little paw prints in here instead of those check marks. So it does a pretty good job of staying on track. And by the way, you would do the same thing through all the pages. You just click through each page, and then you can just change things on the fly in the exact same ways. But this looks pretty great. It actually has a lot of personality and a lot of cool little quirks to it. But now let's talk about images, because while some of these actually look really good, they won't always. Like this is kind of funky right here. It's like a dog pizza roll, it looks like, with a strawberry. Interesting. So we probably want to replace this, right? But back in the day, you had to get stock photos, or, God forbid, you had to take your own, which was just kind of a nightmare. Now we have really great resources for AI images too, but you're not going to get it through Horizons. We got to go somewhere else like ChatGPT or possibly Midjourney. Now, Midjourney is my favorite place to get website photos because you can just get a lot of them at once. So like on Midjourney, I could just type in something like, cute dog snuggled on a couch with a blanket, photorealistic, warm. So we're trying to kind of describe what's in the image and just the tone of the image as well. So, and one little trick to do here, if you're going to use Midjourney for images, I'm going to do --R for repeat. And I'm just going to use the number 4. That's going to quadruple the number of photos it's going to come up with. But now we need to say kind of the size of the image or the dimensions of it. So let's just go back to what we've got. So it's basically a square image right here. So let's go back, and then I'm going to choose under settings. Let's just do square, and we will let it run. Okay, so that one prompt gave us 16 images here because it normally does 4 at a time. We times it by 4, we get 16. So choose your own adventure here. I think these all look pretty great. And I might go with this one just because he kind of looks like my dog. So I'm going to download that. And then back over to Horizons, we would just click on Edit Content. Okay, and this one is not popping up as something editable that way, so I'm going to have to do it with AI. So I'm just going to say, swap the overnight boarding image with this one. So you just kind of, with everyday language, tell it which image you want to get rid of. And then I'm going to click on the upload images. And then there we go. Just choose it, and then we'll let that run. And you could do a couple images at the same time. Like other things you could do is you could say, like, let's say you didn't like any of the images on that page. You could generate a bunch of images in Midjourney or in ChatGPT, and then just upload like 5 of them and say, swap all the images on this page with these new ones. And it's going to do a pretty good job figuring out where they should go. Okay, it's done. Now we just got to go back over to the services page where that image was. And there we go. So you're just going to go through everything and kind of make all the changes you want, either through editing or asking for the changes. And then when you're done, you're just going to click on publish. And if you got a domain with this, it's going to ask you, if you want to connect the domain to this website, you're going to say yes. And then your website is going to be live. And by the way, where you set up your domain name is going to be in your dashboard here inside of Hostinger. You're just going to go over to domains and then get new domain. If you got a free one, it's going to walk you through the process of selecting it and nailing it down. And if you didn't grab my Hostinger link yet, that's how you're going to get the best deal possible on getting this all set up. It's in the description below, so go ahead and click that. But just building any website won't really do much for your business, beautiful or otherwise. So if you want to know exactly what needs to go on a high converting website, specifically for service businesses, I made a free masterclass that's going to walk you through the entire process. So click right here to watch that, and I'm going to show you the complete system start to finish. I'll see you right there.